good afternoon. Welcome to Just a Conversation. In the midst of the night, you have Minister Hayden, Apostle Nelson, Minister Julia, Evangelist Hayden is in the midst with us today, and we have two esteemed guests. Tonight, we have Pastor Opal Barnes and also Evangelist Lauren Tibby. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Just a Conversation. Also, don't forget to share the program. So, tonight, Apostle, let's talk about it.
How we doing, Facebook land, radio land, everybody out there? Nice to have you with us tonight. Our guest tonight, we have Lady Tibby and Lady Barnes. And I'm just going to release them to talk a little bit, and then we'll get into everything else that we want to talk about tonight. So, Lady Tibby, you're on.
Okay, thank you, Pastor Nelson. I appreciate you having us over. And Pastor Barnes and I, what we're going to be doing is actually telling our community to come on out and get their credit repaired. That's what we're doing right now. I mean, you may know me as Lady Victory, and I'm always telling people about getting their financial affairs in order, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I am going to hand it over to Pastor Barnes.
Good evening, all. It's a pleasure to be here with you, Pastor Nelson, and everybody else who is on the panel here tonight. We are here to educate our listeners and the community on a whole as to how to get back on track with their credit and to do it the right way, so that they can, be able to achieve so much more, because we know in these times is that a lot of people have gone through a lot of losses, and they have been in the crash in 2008, 2009, and they just don't know where to start. So tonight we're going to be here to help them to understand the process of getting back on track. We are going to be talking about credit restoration and all the services that our company or financial service company offers, and how they can get started in doing that. We want to also talk about the services that we are doing for the community, and we have been a part of a program that the City of Lauderhill is doing, which we are so, proud to be involved with that. And I believe that we want to just give a shout out to the Commissioner of Broward, Commissioner Dale Holness, because he has what's called the citizenship drive, and it was this past 2 weeks ago. It was the 16th and 17th of February, and the people were coming out. They're doing so much to help the people to get their citizenship filed. So for that, we want to also give a shout out for that, and he, I'm sure, would be on the program or later on this evening to talk a little bit more about that. For that, why I'm mentioning that is because we want to segue into explaining and to educating people on what is the process now, especially in the Caribbean community. What is one of the important things for filing for your citizenship is to make sure that your credit profile looks good.
All right, so you're blending both of them.
Yes.
Exactly.
So we're not really blended. We're just happy to be a part of that program, but our company helps to restore credit. So I believe that we're reaching out to our community now. We're reaching out to the Caribbean community, or any, your listeners, anybody who may be in a position where they're, preparing to go file for their citizenship, that, they would need to be listening to this program so they can understand what they need to do, which is one of the things that they need to have in place. It has always been in place for areas like the IRS or child support or student loans, because We know those are payments or loans and IRS issues that they have to deal with. So what we're saying is that we're educating them and saying, just be prepared. We want them to be prepared and not be going in and not knowing that this would be one of the considerations.
First of all, what's the name of your company?
Well, we are independent contractors. Her company is called,
LMT Financial Services.
and mine is Choice
LMT.
Financial Services.
And the LMT stands for?
Lorraine Marie
LMC.
Tibby. Lorraine Marie Tibby. or
Okay,
Lorraine.
that's
Lorraine
pretty
Marie
much her
Tibby.
name.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh,
and
so
mine
you're
is
ju-
Choice Financial
Choice.
Services, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And the both companies are different and do the same thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So one is pretty much filing for teaching you how to file for citizenship. Another one is pretty much like financing and restoring.
No,
Yeah,
we are
no.
we are
The
just
citizenship is totally different.
totally
Right.
different.
It's,
We're
it's through the city,
Mm-hmm.
through Broward County. Mr. Holness is the one who has put on that drive.
Okay.
we don't
So,
have anything to
we
do with
have-
that. We're
right.
just saying we're telling people about it because he's coming on, and we are going to be at that. We were at the one on February 16, 17, and there's one coming up that he'll be talking
March
about.
16th and 17th is that one.
Right.
Okay.
And he'll be telling you more about that. It doesn't have anything to do with the citizenship drive.
Right.
Our company is here to educate people on
Exactly.
getting their finances back on track.
I have a question in regards to the filing for citizenship and
The
the
finance.
credits. How does one affect the other?
Okay, well, what we are understanding, because we work with immigration attorneys, is that it has always been that when you are filing for citizenship, that you have to make sure that if you have IRS issues, that you have arrangements with IRS. Same for child support, same for student loans. You make sure those federal issues are
Okay.
in place, you have arrangements. What we're understanding is that we're preparing people that if that is a requirement, they're going to be looking at your whole credit profile. So if they're looking at all credit profile and you have other issues, let's say you're depending on the state, you're having what you'd call
Like food stamps
food
and that kind
stamps,
of stuff?
yes, or you have medical bills that you have sitting there, or they're just looking on your overall profile.
So let's talk about it. How will you help people correct their credit?
Okay, what we do is that we leverage the law which was passed by Congress in 1971, which is called the Fair Credit Reporting Act. What we do is that we leverage that law, and we are able to do that because we work through a company that has a nonprofit side to it. So when we leverage the law, is that we are able to dispute any negative item. It doesn't matter what it is, and that's what the law says. It's two-sided. It allows the creditor to put it on your credit, and it allows the consumer to remove it. It gives you the right to remove any erroneous or incorrect items from your credit report. That's what that law that was passed by Congress in 1971. So that's the law we leverage, and what we do, anything that's removed, we dispute it, and anything that's removed cannot be returned on your credit. You
Not
cannot put
anymore?
it back. Not if you apply the law, because the law says that once it is erroneous or incorrect, it has to be removed. And once it's removed, it cannot go back. The law, that's why we say the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which was passed in 1971.
Okay.
How different? You have another question? How different are you from Credit Karma?
Credit
'Cause I know Credit Karma. A lot of people use Credit
Yeah,
Karma.
Credit Karma is just a credit monitoring company. We deal with repairing your credit. We deal with, Credit Karma is like, it will monitor your credit and give you a credit score. And that is definitely not
I've heard
the
your score is
accurate.
not really accurate, yeah.
It's not
I've heard
accurate
that.
because
Really?
I've had customers that tell me that they used to just follow Credit Karma, and their credit score would tell them they're a 680, and when they go to purchase a car,
Like 500.
they come and tell them their credit score is 530 or something
Yeah.
like that.
I
So
heard they always like 60 points. off.
yes, it's
Yeah.
always off. So
Wow.
it's not 100%
accurate.
accurate. No.
Wow.
What about something like a short sale? If you make a do a short sale, like say 5 years ago, and it keeps following your credit, is that something that you would be able to get off? Because that's
Yes.
something that the debt should be forgiven, and they still have that on your credit and prevent you from purchasing in the future. So
okay.
how does
Yes.
your company help? That?
As I mentioned before, we are able to dispute any negative item. It doesn't matter what that negative item is. It could be bankruptcy, foreclosure, short sale, evictions, repossession, child support, IRS liens. We have removed those things from our customers' report. We have what's called, late payment collections. It doesn't matter what that negative item is. And to answer your question, yes, we would address that. We would dispute that.
So up on that then, what is the process?
The process is that we would do a forensic poll of your credit with all 3 credit bureaus, and as I say, that becomes your credit profile. Then we would dispute every negative item on your credit report. What we do, the law that we use says that the consumer has the right to dispute. So we're not gonna do it as a third party. You're gonna be involved in the process of getting your credit repaired.
How so?
Because when we prepare those dispute letters, they're mailed to you.
Oh.
And then you're gonna sign that dispute letter. You will read
It's
it.
like it's you, right?
Yes,
Right.
because it's done, it's prepared for you, stating the laws and what you're asking them to remove from your credit. Would list every negative item that's on your credit report. And what we do is that we dispute with all 3 credit bureaus at the same time. We don't do, TransUnion this month, Equifax next month, Expedient the other month. We do all the negative items with all credit bureaus at the same time.
Is there an expected period of
Yes,
time that it takes?
they have by law, as I'm saying, we're leveraging the law. We would send you the letters. You sign all 3 letters. They're already addressed to the credit bureaus. You would sign them, attach your identification to the dispute letters for each bureau. You would mail them because they're already addressed to the bureaus. You would mail them out, and they have 30 days in which to respond by law. If they don't respond within that 30
Is
days,
it 30 to 45?
30 to 45, but
Okay.
30 days because we're dealing with mailing. We give them 10 days to respond. Then they will have to remove it by law. Remove everything if they don't respond. Yes, but they're
Okay.
very good at responding.
It reminds me of,
I would think
if your pizza comes to your house too late, it's free.
Yeah, and they always show up 2 minutes before.
Yeah.
Is that the point in them 30 days where they're calling your phone, you just don't answer?
Well, I'm
No,
not
yeah,
too
that's
sure about
true.
that, yes. But the thing is, as I say, we've not had them not responding. They respond.
Okay.
So, and that's why I'm going to contrast the other credit bureaus or the credit companies that dispute on your behalf. Is that the bureaus consider it frivolous because it's coming from a third party. That's why they have to do it over and over and over and over before they get a response. They'll tell you, oh, we're still working on it, we're disputing again, or we're sending the letters again, because usually they're not leveraging the law, and the credit bureaus consider it frivolous when it comes from a third party. So that's why when we're doing our disputes,
In your case, it's coming directly
it's
from
coming
us.
directly from the consumer, that the
Okay.
law requires the consumer to dispute.
Okay.
And so when you dispute it, you would get the response back within the 30 to 45 days.
So we have a couple questions. One is that, so what if you're being hounded by student loans for a school that closed before you graduate? And the second question is bankruptcy a good or bad?
Well, that's a question for the legal team. However, if you have a bankruptcy, we dispute
as I say, every negative item. It doesn't matter whether it's a student loan, whether it's bankruptcy, foreclosure, everything, including judgment liens, child support, and we have seen them removed.
I think I've heard that the bankruptcy takes like 70 years or a period of years to come off your. Is that so? Suppose I had
is
the
the-
bankruptcy last year.
We still dispute it,
You still
and
be
we
able
have
to
seen it
dispute it?
removed.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I need
So
to.
if somebody has
Bankruptcy.
like, so if somebody had like bankruptcy, late payments, foreclosure, you can dispute all
We
that and get
dispute
it off
everything.
and get rid of it.
Disputing
Every
me doesn't mean
negative-
that it's
It's
going to be clear.
guaranteed, right?
It's guaranteed.
That's what I'm saying. Our company has gotten it because it has gotten the results that we have gotten because we have used the law. You have the right to dispute it. The thing is that if it doesn't come off on the first round, we redispute. And so usually if it's erroneous or incorrect, and if it's the period where it is 7 years, it has to come off. But as I say, everybody's credit profile is different. It may take another round of disputes for it to be addressed.
So what's the cost that we're looking at?
You reached cost already.
Yes, sir.
I want to know.
That's
Is
what
there any
people wanna know.
additional? Is there any additional service that you offer?
Oh, absolutely, we do.
Yes.
That's why we tell you we're financial literacy. We
Right.
teach, we educate, we try to get people to understand the importance and the value of maintaining their financial profile.
Yeah, because I want to get you so rounded that when you come with a price, at least they say, "Oh,
Oh,
wow."
Gotcha,
You know,
gotcha.
we have-
Before we get to numbers now, you did say that we might have to do like another round or another round. Is that another? Is as if we're starting over again?
No, it's like another set of.
Financially, we're going to have to go it over.
No.
again?
It's the
Okay.
same process. We
Okay.
once you're in the process, you're in a membership. It's called a protection plan membership. You're
Okay.
in a membership, so as long as it takes for you to get your
Okay.
credit
All right.
fixed,
We're in
that's
good
a-
hands. Kind
yes.
Of thing
Like
Well.
until forever.
And another thing too, Pastor, is that we must remember, unfortunately, in the black community, I don't know about the other communities, people, somehow, a lot of people, I wouldn't say everyone, most of the time don't have their financial affairs in order.
That's right.
God forbid somebody dies who was even making millions of dollars. They did not have a will, a trust, a power of attorney. All of this, we have, our clients have access to
Okay.
with the same cost. If they were to go to a private company or a lawyer who does that, they'll be paying in the thousands.
Oh, that's
So-
good.
People can do a will through you and stuff like that.
That's a
Exactly.
part of the membership.
Right.
You have a will, living trust, and power of attorney, both medical and financial power of
Exactly.
attorney.
And we
Possible will.
encourage people to set these things up.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
I've been
I have
thinking
one
other
draft
than
up. It's
you
not
said
been
will.
signed by your lawyers yet.
No,
Right.
you
Yes.
need to do
I think
it.
everyone should have a will because I've heard like some
Right.
crazy stories what
Exactly.
you know like the government does like when you don't have a will they could just come in and like take this take that.
And then it
You
goes
know,
into
that's-
probate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's usually what happens to, and we see that happen with Aretha Franklin.
A lot of
She
celebrities.
she died 2 years almost,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
she left
yeah.
$80 million, and she didn't have a will,
Oops.
And he took it.
Who
and
took
it's
it?
now in probate
Are you
with the
serious?
government.
Didn't
And
know
God
that.
forbid if you have young children or
Prince did
dependent of some sort, who will take care of that person while it is going through the courts? So that is why we're saying we are not just repairing people's credit. We're trying to encourage people to put your financial affairs in order. You may not have a whole lot of stuff, but you may have a house, you may have a guitar, you may have a cell phone. And God
Anything.
forbid if you die, who would you like to get that cell phone? Who would you like to get the cat or the dog? You get what I'm
The
saying?
thing is that when you fix it and get it corrected, you know, do like what Jesus said to the lady, go and sin no
Exactly.
more. So that means you go and mess it up no more.
There you go.
So that you have a good paper trail, you have a good
Yes,
track.
yes.
You have another question. I have a lot of student loans and the loan holder sold it to a creditor and they are sending me threatening letters. I am not working, what can I do?
Well, there goes an issue there. If you're on our membership and you have people harassing you, a part of our membership, you have a credit attorney at your disposal. If you have somebody harassing you within, because you know that by law they have to call you within a certain period of time, certain time of day, and if they're calling you outside of that or sending you threatening letters or have anything which is going to violate your rights, is that you can file a lawsuit. We have had cases where our company has filed a lawsuit on behalf of our customer and they have won. So if they're doing something illegal, you would be protected because you have a credit attorney.
And you do have a right. You know,
Yes,
we all
you
have
do
rights.
have a right because as
And I
we say,
remember,
the fair
I think
credit.
it was like 6 years ago, somebody called me and they were like, "Are you gonna make a payment?" Like, "Nope, I'm not gonna do it." I'm like, "It ain't gonna happen." And they're like, "Tell me, well, you need to go borrow the money from somebody." I said, "What you need to do is lose my number, because you ain't gonna tell me to go borrow no money from nobody, because you have no. First of all, I don't even know you, and you don't know
You
me.
didn't
So
have business
how
with
dare
them.
you address me like that? You know, especially if you're
It could
if
be
you're a
anybody.
business, you know, and you're a reputable business, you're not gonna talk to your consumer like that. Even if they do owe you, you don't tell nobody to go borrow the money from somebody. Like, what is that? So I do believe that we do have rights, and like some of
Yes.
them do call you and try to like threaten you and make you feel like,
They're not
and you ain't
supposed
got
to
to
do
adhere
that.
to it. And that's a good thing, like you say about
Yes.
the company. You do have a lawyer where you can say, listen, you know what? I'm gonna have my lawyer call you back. So there you go. You can hit
Yeah,
them with the
but
big
you have
words.
to be on the
Yeah, under your program.
Yes,
Yeah.
you
Of
have to be
course.
on the
On the topic of
protection plan.
On the topic
membership.
of student loan, he asked a question earlier which wasn't addressed. If the person owe the student loan and say they didn't finish school,
Or the school
or the
was
school
closed.
was
Right,
closed
okay.
down, are they
Yes,
responsible?
you are responsible
You're
for
still
that debt.
responsible.
You're responsible for any kind of federal loan.
Yeah, but
Any
we still
loan
know
that you
it's federal.
get,
That's government.
you have to, but what our company does is usually, remember I said in the beginning, what the Fair Credit Reporting Act is for you have a right to dispute any negative item, erroneous or negative item, when it was reported incorrectly.
Okay.
We have seen where companies like that, they're going out of business, they may report it you owed $5,330, they report it that you owe $5,400. That's incorrect. That's
Okay.
erroneous. So it's removed from your credit report, but it doesn't mean that you don't owe the debt.
Exactly.
Our company will help you to
Oh.
arrange payment. Some people will get waivers, some people will get, depends on what your situation is, because as I say, everybody's credit profile is different. Your situation may be different. If in that case, the company, the school closed, we don't know what that, there may not be anybody to contact. They have sold the debt for pennies on the dollar to credit, some kind of credit collection company. They will negotiate on your behalf. They may waive the interest. It depends. We don't know exactly what would happen, but we would be working on your behalf.
And one thing that we should learn is that, like, one thing that I witnessed and saw for myself that really happened to me is that they're gonna find a way to get their money, especially when it comes to student loan. And I remember one time we filed taxes and they took their money out.
Yeah, they will.
All of your
Yeah,
taxes.
they took it out of taxes.
They will
Every
do that.
penny.
You know,
They
they
will
took exactly
take-
what.
they
Actually,
will
they
take
took
it.
they took enough and then left $20,
Oh, wow.
and they wrote us a letter like, "Oh, you owe us $25." And we're like,
That's
okay.
why it's good to address it
Yeah.
before you start dealing with your
Right.
tax return.
So like, yeah, be
Because
be
for
advised
anything
that
federal, whether it be IRS,
yeah.
child support, student loans, you can be in some,
And you did say you could
some
remove
issues.
evictions, right?
Yes.
Okay, so evictions can be removed. Somebody wants you to talk about information about your company again, because they just joined in, so they want to get information pretty
Yeah,
much
talk
on the
about
company.
your name of the company.
Okay, my name is Lorraine Tibby. My company is LMT Financial Services. And one of the things that we should have mentioned also is that when you improve your credit score, you're improving, the interest rate that you'll get if you're buying a home, if you're getting insurance, if you're buying a car.
That's a plus.
So that is a plus, and that is why it's so important that we stress. Don't think it's something frivolous. Okay, I got a credit card, I can max it out. No, use that card wisely, because it's only
Right.
gonna benefit you in the long run. Especially young people, you're maybe young right now, and you figure, okay, I don't need a house now. I probably just need a car. But as you get older, you might want to invest into a home. But then you maxed out your credit, you messed it up, and so your interest rate is gonna be high. So we advise anyone, before you go out and spend foolishly with your credit card, think about the long term. Go down the road when you decide, okay, I'm gonna start a family, I need a home, I need a new car. Your interest rate is going to be high because your credit score is bad.
I heard somebody once said, man, you could be broke, but if you got good credit, you're rich.
Exactly.
Exactly.
In this country.
In this
In this
country.
country.
In this country, they said you could be broke,
Yes.
but once you have good credit, you're rich. Somebody
Exactly.
wants to know how to get in touch with you, your telephone number and stuff like
I
that.
was just about to say that.
Okay, well, I could be reached, and as I say, mine is Choice Financial Services. My number is 954-446-4001. That's
Pin it.
954-446-4001.
954 446.
4001. Did you say 4001?
Yeah,
4001. I'm sorry.
And then mine is 954-226-4112.
Yours is
954.
LMT.
Lorraine?
Okay.
954.
226-4112.
I have a question. Okay, so for someone who does not have any credit and want to start their credit, because I have a lot of people ask me, or for a new company who wants to start building up credit to make a purchase, do you have any
we
and
absolutely
could you
do.
educate us on
Building
how to
credit,
go
yes.
about doing that, how to start building our credit, the steps to take?
Absolutely. We
Okay.
do have what's called credit. We can build your credit, credit builder. What we do is we have programs in place. One is called, and I think our company is one of the only companies that is able to do that, is called Credit My Rent.
Okay.
We can take 2 years of past rental history and apply it to all 3 credit bureaus as a trade line.
Yes.
And that usually helps people who has never had credit before. We also have what's called a secured credit card that you can, depend on what you want, you can decide how much you want to put. We have, the minimum is 200, max is 3,000. You can decide how much you want to put on that card. It's your money. We will teach you how to use that card because 35% of your credit score is based on your credit history. And your payment, how you make your payments. Your payments, however, is gonna determine, like, late payment is one of the things that pull your credit score down. So we encourage people to make sure that they pay their bills, their mortgage, their car note, their credit card payments on time. And you cannot use more than 30% of your credit line. If you have a $500 credit line, you can only use $150.
Oh my God.
Okay, thanks for telling me
Right.
that. But for the late payment on the mortgage, I know you have, after you're supposed to pay your mortgage by the 1st, but you have 15 days.
Yeah. Yes.
Is before that 15 days considered late payment?
The mortgage company usually reports you after
After
the
15
15
days.
days.
Okay, so it still would be
It still will be considered on time.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. And as for a new company,
If you're starting a company,
Yes.
usually you work on yourself first. This is really for protection plan members for individuals. We don't do company credit, but because you have good credit, usually when you go into a bank, you can secure a loan to open a small business loan because you have good credit.
and if that company is owned by multiple personnel,
Well, they're gonna use a person.
All-
You're gonna be like the guarantor for that business because you have you're the one with the credit.
okay, so whoever is, okay,
Yeah.
that's,
So if you're a signature
Just like the church.
company,
If we, whatever they look,
that's
whatever.
right. It would be
Yeah,
your
my
responsibility.
responsibility.
Pastor Nelson.
I was reading something. What is a family mint?
The Family Mint. I'm glad you asked because that's what's close to my heart.
Right.
We have a nonprofit, as I mentioned, and the nonprofit is where we give back to the youth. It's a Youth Financial Literacy Foundation. That's
I like
what that
that.
is. You have access to that as a member of
Say it again.
our
Youth
Financial
Financial-
Literacy Foundation. That's what it's called.
Okay.
The YFL Mint. So what it is we go into the schools, we educate kids between ages 8 to 18 on finances. how to make good financial decisions so that they don't make the same mistakes we did.
Okay.
And what we do, we go in and we have a little class session with them for the day. At the end of it, we give them a pizza party and we donate $500 to the school.
Okay.
Other than that, every year we have scholarships. Last year we gave away $250,000 to 55 students. This year, just 2 weeks ago, on the 8th of February, we gave away $350,000 to last year high school, first year college.
And on what base you give them? the
They
scholarship?
have Family Mint. They go in there, and there is a essay they
Oh, is
have
that
to
is
write.
that like a website or
Yes.
something? Okay.
Every member has a website.
Mhm.
You are given a website. You have access to the portal 24/7. It's yours. It says it would say
Lenville Nelson.
Lenville's future protection.
Okay.
That's we're protecting his financial future. Protecting Lenville's financial future. That's your website, and you have access to all the services that we mentioned here on our as we're going down the list, because we talk about the credit repair, we talk about the credit attorneys, we talk about the will, living trust and power of attorney. We have the YFL Mint, we have the credit builder, we have the debt zero, which we can help you to get out of debt. We tell you how to pay down your mortgage. If you have a 30-year mortgage, we will show you. We have that platform that can show you how to pay it off in 7 years, in 10 years, and 15 years, depending on. And they'll tell you, with your budget, because you have a budgeting tool also. It will show you where to shift your money around in order to accommodate that, what you need to do to get that done. We have what's called Smart Credit, and that is where you are involved with seeing your credit, repair
sure.
right in front. Yes, you'll see the changes. They'll give you the alerts. They'll tell you what your score is now. It will give you your 4 scores, because there are 4 scores that we have. We have what's called your FICO score. We have what's called the auto score, the insurance score, and your employment score. Your hiring score, meaning a lot of people don't know
No,
that
but they
there's
look
a
at
hiring
it
score.
now.
We're told
they
that,
look at that.
we're
They
told that
look
they
at-
look at our credit
They
to
do,
hire us,
right.
so.
Yes.
Because they want to know if you're responsible, if you're going to
Wow.
be stressed out while you're working about
Did you know that they have the
your
hiring
credit.
score?
Yes.
And so if you are very qualified and you have issues on your credit, it will tell you ranging from, A to F. If you're a F and you are as qualified as you can be, somebody who is less qualified than
Can't get the
you
job.
will get that job over you, depending on the field that you're in.
Right.
Yeah.
For example, if you're a nurse in an emergency
You're
room
going
or
into the
in
banking industry.
So that I would consider something that we should pay a lot of attention to.
Okay, so we're hearing all of that now.
All of that.
Hearing all of that.
Hold on. Somebody got a question. They said their house is paid in full. Can student loan collect? It's not really a student loan collector. It's actually the
It's just
federal.
a debt, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
They
they
wondering
probably,
can they take their house to offset the balance? Can they repo their house? But I think
unless
that's-
they can't report
yeah, I
your
don't think they
house.
can repo your house.
They'll find another way.
They'll
right?
find a way to get their money, but they're not gonna repo.
They'll
it.
go
No.
into your
Actually, they could garnish
Tax
your wages.
sounds,
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
your
It
Yeah, they
wages
can
depends
are
garnish your
if
wages
they,
if
if
you-
they take it to court and they
Yeah.
have a judgment, they have a judgment lien
Yeah,
against
put
you.
a
Yes,
judgment
they
lien
can
and
go
garnish your
further
wages.
to get you, in
Yeah.
different ways. They can collect
Yeah.
different ways.
Your
Before we
debt-
go, go ahead.
Your debt zero plan, that's what, do you consolidate like all your debts
Yeah,
together?
you
That's
put
what you do?
everything in there, and they tell you, help you to pay
much
it
to
down,
pay it
how
down.
to pay it, when to
Right.
pay it. They'll tell you even the last day that your payments would be. Like if it's in
Will they
5
ever tell
years.
you to
whatever.
And
get
everything
another job?
together for like one payment. Would that
No,
be?
no,
You don't.
They
you wouldn't
tell
do
you
that.
how to
Pay each of
manage
them.
what you
Okay.
have, what you need to pay off, what you need to pay down,
Yes.
how to
And
do
try to
it.
get rid of
Yes.
some that's not
Yes.
necessary. Okay.
Yes.
And
You know,
and we
Sounds good.
encourage not to close your accounts.
No.
A lot of people think, okay, let me close
Let
the
me
account.
just pay it off and close
Right.
You mean
it.
the credit card account?
It hurts
Any
when you
account at all, even a
close.
bank account, don't close
Really?
it.
I
Yes.
wouldn't. I
We have him on
wouldn't
the,
because
he's calling now.
if it's
Okay.
paid, you know.
Hello, Mr. Holness, how are you? This is Lorraine Tibbet.
Well, good afternoon. Thanks for tuning into Just a
I am good. I'm
Conversation.
so glad you could call.
We're talking
I am
tonight
here.
about finances, you
I
know, how to
asked
get your
Lorraine to
credit
let me
back
know when you're calling.
intact, you know, and how to keep further, you know, making your payments on time, you know, and, you know, especially a lot of people have questions about student loans, you know,
30%
so
of their-
if you have any questions, you know, don't forget to go ahead and throw them in. I want to say God bless you, Sister Siddiqui, God bless you, Sister Maxine, God bless you, Sister Shanika, everyone that's tuning in, God bless you. And if you have any questions, don't forget to chime in, throw in, you know what I mean? We're talking about finances, how to get back on track. And on the phone, we have none other than Commissioner
Dale.
Dale Holness. How you doing, sir? God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Well, the people have actually supported me. I'm now the vice mayor of Broward County, and my colleagues voted it.
That's awesome.
Put me in that place.
Awesome.
Thank you guys for the opportunity to take a few minutes to talk about something that's very important to our community, and that's citizenship.
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Holness.
Citizenship is a critical part of full participation
Yes.
in the community, and it empowers people in some really powerful way. I can tell folks that many of the people who got their citizenship, after they get it, they basically feel so fulfilled that
Yes.
they are now a full part of this country, that they have a voice in the policies and in what happens in this great nation. And it also adds to benefits in terms of opportunities for jobs, for even at the county. There's certain boards that if you're not a citizen, we won't let you on, because you have to be a citizen. You have to be a voter in Broward County in order to sit on many of the boards, actually all of them. If you're not a voter, you're not going to be able to sit on it
Okay.
in Broward County. So it is really essential. And you also look at the other benefits that you might be able to get in terms of governmental benefit opportunities for jobs. It is a huge thing to be able to do. And especially if you've been here a long time, you ought to do it now.
Exactly.
Because the policies are changing, are about to be changed. There's a lot of things being considered by this administration that's not yet fully implemented, that could possibly be implemented.
Okay.
That could make it more difficult for one to become a citizen.
Okay.
So on the 16th and 17th of this month of March, we'll have another citizenship drive, and this will be a huge one. We're getting support from the Adventist churches throughout this Florida region with volunteers. We have our regular batch of attorneys coming and others who help with this process. It's free to the public. It's free. We don't charge for the services, and 80% of the people that come to us don't pay any money to the federal government because we're able to analyze their financial situation and get them fee waivers. So the fee for the application is waived. Nonetheless, if you come to the clinic, you don't need to bring any money with you. And it's again Saturday and Sunday, the 16th and 17th of March. It's at the Lauderhill Mall.
Yes.
So you just go to the Lauderhill Mall, 441 and Northwest 12th Street.
Okay.
At the Lauderhill Mall. Go to the front. We'll have signage there to help. We also have an additional addition to this event, and that is we bring in PICA from Jamaica, the passport and citizenship arm of the government of Jamaica, where you can get your passport renewed.
Okay, good. That's good.
You can get assistance with, if you have issues with citizenship identification, birth certificates. All of that's going to be in place at our event this time around. So it is really important that that people come out if you have any issues with passport renewals. And I know from time to time people don't ever renew their passports, so there's a good chance for you to come out and be a part of this. The March 16th to March 17th at the Lauderdale Mall.
My question though, Commissioner.
1260 North State Road 7.
Question is,
Yes.
you said it's so for some folks it'll be free, but what kind of salary you have to be earning, you know, per annum or per annually?
Okay. So for all folks, our service is free.
Okay, the service is free for all, okay, for everybody, regardless.
Every single person. We'll come and you come. We'll help you fill out the application. We have lawyers that will review it for you. There's absolutely no cost for that.
Okay,
However, there's a $725 fee that is paid to the federal government. And as I said before, 80% of the people that come to us actually get fee waivers. Now, it wouldn't be fair for me to give you salaries because it depends on the size of your household. That would determine how much you need to make. I would say to someone that is interested, don't worry about the fees. Because when you come to us, you don't have to bring any money. Once you get the application completed, if you don't have all the money that you need, you can take your time to get it in. It doesn't have to go in right away either.
oh, great.
But it's something that all our people should do that are living here.
Yes.
And even if you want to go back to Jamaica, you can still do it.
Especially from the Jamaican diaspora.
I'll go back to Barbados or go back to Trinidad or go back to Africa.
So Caribbean diaspora, okay.
Wherever you're from, no matter what country you're from, or IT, whatever country, you are able to do this, and you can always move back home if you want to.
Okay, great. Mr. Holness, we thank you so much for taking some time out to call in. And I hope everyone heard it's going to be March 16th and 17th.
Right. Come early. We start at about 9 o'clock. If you come early enough, we
you go
will
until
get
what
done
time?
much earlier because we could have a large crowd this time around.
Okay. One more question for you, sir.
Commissioner, explain to the folks how important it is to vote once they become a citizen.
Exactly. So let me say this. Your vote is what determines the policies. And if you look at this past election in Florida, the governor's race was 33,000 votes that made a difference. In the Senate race that will vote on immigration issues, it was $10,000 people. So 10,000 people made the difference for the Senate race and 33,000 for the governor's race. That's how important it is for you to ensure that you go out and vote for the people who would stand up for you as an immigrant. And in this past election, there was a clear contrast between one person who really stood for immigrant and the other that didn't stood for immigrant in both the Senate and the governor's race. So the policies that determine whether or not you get proper funding for school, because immigration is not necessarily the only issue for a lot of folks. There are other issues. They have children that needs to get proper funding for education. You have the criminal justice system that needs to be reformed. You have living wage issues that might need to be addressed. So there's a whole plethora of issues that you face that if you don't have a vote, you don't have a voice.
Right.
And people, I hear, unfortunately, I hear people who are not citizens complain and bellyache or this, that, the other, and they can't vote.
Exactly.
And, don't take the time to do that. Take the time to go become a citizen, register to vote, and go out and vote so that you have people in place. We have someone in the White House right now that is calling us names, okay, and saying what kind of countries we come from.
Yes.
Right? And how did he get there? Because he won the election. And then the difference between 133,000 people in Florida could have made a difference. Okay? We're talking about millions of votes. And I know that there are more than that number of people out there that could have become citizens. I think in Florida, there's still about a million people across the state of Florida that qualify to be citizens that are not.
Yes. Wow.
A little over 10% of that would have made a difference in this past election for for the President of the United States. So you could have made a difference.
Yes.
Wow.
And everyone vote count. This past election, I can tell you, I know folks, one person won by 5 votes. 5 votes separated the winner from the loser. And I think there was one where there were 2 votes that separated the winner from the loser. So,
Wow.
so every one vote does count.
It does.
All right.
It does.
Thank you, Mr. Holness. We appreciate you calling in, taking time out of your busy evening to give us a call and letting everyone know that they gotta be there. If you don't have your citizenship yet, you want to be out there on the 16th and 17th of March.
And we're looking for volunteers also, especially
Exactly.
if you type well fast.
Yes.
What kind of volunteers do you need?
What kind of volunteers, Mr. Holness?
If people can type well,
Type well.
anyone who can volunteer, we give community
We'll
service
find
hours
something for
to
them to do.
Oh,
high
yes.
school students and our college students.
Yes.
How do we
So
go about
volunteers
being a
are welcome.
volunteer?
Tell them
Okay,
how to.
they can- So you can call my office at 954 357 7009 or
Okay.
send an email to dholness
The Holness.
at broward.org. DHOLNESS at broward.org. You send us an email, and again you can call 954 357 7009.
And what the age group you're looking for? Because I have a teenager at home, so
Okay, good. So basically, from the level of high school, that's fine.
okay.
Okay, because these young people at
700.
15 years old, once they get to high school, they need community service hours to graduate anyhow. And the more community service hours they have, the greater a chance of getting a scholarship when they go off to college.
Right.
Okay, right.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Mr. Holness.
Thank
your
you for
great
calling.
job.
Thanks to all
Keep
of
up
you
the good
also.
work. Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate it greatly.
Somebody
and
say you
have a
should come
wonderful
to
day.
Dade County.
All right, but thank you very much. We really appreciate you coming on. And I'm sure, we have members from our ministry here who have gotten their citizenship through your program. And they didn't pay a cent. Quite a few of them, they never paid a cent. So I know you're doing a great job.
Thank you very much.
Thanks
I appreciate
again.
it greatly.
We appreciate
All
it.
right, thanks.
And we're praying for you.
Thank you. I need that very much.
All right.
Okay. Have a good night. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.
All right, so there you have it, folks. March 16th and 17th. If you want to be a citizen, you can just hop on out there to Lauderhill Mall, on 441 and 12th Street, and Commissioner, Holiness and his team will be out there doing their thing. So March 16th, March 17th, come on out to Lauderhill Mall, which is on 441 and 12th Street, and be a part of it, get your citizenship. And once you get your citizenship, as island folks, come on, man, get out there and vote.
All right.
Be a
Don't just sit
volunteer.
on it. Don't just
Volunteer, yes.
don't just say I'm a citizen and it gives me a right to be this and that. But exercise your right and vote.
That's
That's
right.
the biggest thing to me, like vote, man, because you can see who's in power right now, and that's because a lot of people,
Hallelujah.
didn't exercise their right. So exercise your right to vote. And vote. Your voice makes a difference. Your voice counts. And also, don't forget you can volunteer. Also, you can call 954-357-7009. They're looking for volunteers. You can call that number. 954-357-7009.
Or send an email to dholness@broward.org.
Amen. And
All
don't
right.
forget you're tuning into Just a Conversation. We're here every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Don't forget to hop on over to our YouTube page, Just a Conversation, subscribe. Don't forget you can hit
Share.
us up
Share.
on Instagram, just_a_conversation. You can follow us. We get, a lot of updates, and also don't forget to share this program out so everyone can hear, about their finances and how to become a citizen of this great country.
Yes.
So,
And with, still happy to have with us, of course, the wonderful lady
Lady Victory.
Barnes and Timmy. I tell you, two beautiful ladies here trying to help us to get
Happy
our
to be here.
your
Get our finances and credit right?
Yes.
So with all of that package, and now we come down to the numbers.
we come down to the numbers, but
And the numbers are not high.
the numbers are not high because
I know
it's
you have an
nice
activation
for-
fee and a membership fee and all of that.
Yes,
So
it is $99 to activate and $89 a month.
so it's $89
No
a
contract.
month.
Initial payment 188.
So it's 99, which is the activation, $89 a month, which you would be paying 188 to start because you're paying your first month membership, and would be $89 a month thereafter. No contract. We recommend, however, that our clients stay on board for anywhere between 3 to 4 months because, as we said, we leverage the law. We have to give the bureaus 30 to 45 days to respond. So it's going to take, it's a process. And within that period of time, your credit score will improve.
Yes.
So it's not just a one-time fee, unfortunately.
No, but let's just go back to the fees. If you're going to one of these established credit repair companies, you're going to be asked for a lump sum of anywhere between $600 to $2,500 to get your credit repaired.
Plus a
we have
monthly fee.
broken it down for you. We've given you monthly payments while you watch the process happen, while you see your credit score. And not only is it that you're only fixing your credit, you have all the other services to your disposal.
Right.
You have 13 services other than credit repair. And you have a service which you would normally pay an attorney to prepare a will, living trust, and power of
That would
attorney.
be a separate cost.
That would be a separate cost of anywhere between $2,500 to $5,000
Yes.
retainer. Because, as you know, I'm in the legal field, and that's what I do all day long, and that's what the retainer that these attorneys charge.
Right.
Just to prepare that one service that we give you in this.
Where your office is
membership.
located?
Our office, we have an office here, local office by 50th and University. That's
Okay.
where we are located. But we work through companies that are partnering with us to get these services to our customers.
And we come to you. And we're
Okay.
nationwide. So anywhere you are, you need
It
our
doesn't matter,
services.
it's nationwide.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
doesn't matter
We
where
are
you are.
nationwide, as I was saying. Anywhere you are in the nation, we will come to you. Or, as I said, we can get you while you're online. You can log in, or we'll help you to log in, fill out the information, and you can get yourself enrolled.
Because you have a website
Yes.
immediately. The moment you pay that fee, you're logged into the system and your process starts immediately.
Immediately.
Great.
Yes.
So there you have it, folks.
Yes.
Just a conversation.
That's right.
Yep, that's the conversation.
And we need to converse about a lot of things, and this is one of them.
Yes.
And,
It's a lot of information tonight.
oh, yeah.
Wow.
It's a whole lot, but it wasn't it great to have Commissioner De Holness with us?
Oh, yes.
Tonight?
Yes.
It
You know?
Appreciate his
Yeah.
time.
Sister Maxine, they say they're nationwide, so I mean, whether you're in Georgia or Atlanta,
Hawaii,
Yes.
anywhere
Puerto
you at,
Rico.
I mean, we don't
US
have to
Virgin
come to you,
Islands.
but
Happen.
we can get you done right here in Florida. We can, wherever you are in the nation, we can get you set up.
You can be on the beach and we can get your
Yeah,
services
so we have
activated.
Choice
So you can
Financial,
actually enjoy the
which is
beach.
954-446-4001. Once again, that's Choice Financial, which is 954-446-4001. Or you could call LMT Financial, which is 954-226-4112. That's 954-226-4112.
Yes.
Amen. A lot of information tonight. Let me tell you, man, my brain is on overload right now. You know, I'm just thinking of ways just to better my future.
Of
You know,
course.
and where I could get that mansion now. You know,
All
to
right.
get that.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure you're going to be hearing from me.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to get us credit score up, you know?
Absolutely. I
Because
believe that God
we need to get that
wants us.
church building.
Okay.
Absolutely,
Right?
Pastor.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I
One thing
believe
before we close,
restoration.
we forgot to mention that we go to churches to educate the congregation.
Okay.
Because a lot of time, especially island people, they don't understand how the credit system works here. So we go to churches and we talk and do a brief overview as to how our company works.
Okay.
Yes.
And we educate. Our thing is that
You have
the
to
word
educate.
says, the
Yes.
word says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. We came to this country and we were never taught
Right.
of anything about credit. We never even had, this kind of system to deal with before. And we came here and we were just sometimes people get a credit card in the mail. Somebody just give them a card and they
excited.
think that it's free money. Like my son got it when he went to college. He got all these credit cards and he just maxed them out and thought that, oh, this was free money. He didn't pay them back and he messed up his credit before he even got out of college.
And it's easy to
So-
spend,
But it's
but
hard to pay now.
Yes.
And if you as the consumer don't address it, it will sit on your
Yes.
credit for a very long time. It will sit on your credit forever. I give you an example. I enrolled my husband and we have pulled credit for him a number of times. And with our company, when they do that forensic pull, they found a student loan 35 years ago. And that was holding his credit at a certain point because he had late payments on there. And once they addressed it and they got them to say paid as agreed, his credit score increased.
One thing that I want to ask you before you close, your You Financial Literacy Program Foundation, you mentioned that you go into schools.
Yes,
Do
we
you
do.
also come into church? Because we have a
Yes, we
large
do.
youth
Yes.
department
Yes.
here. And we
Absolutely
would
do.
love for you to come in
Yes.
and educate our youths regarding finances.
Absolutely, we're available. You can just, you have our number.
I'm a call away.
Okay.
Absolutely, we're just a call away.
Just a
We're
call
in the
away.
family. We just
Well,
believe
we'll
that we need to
definitely have you.
educate our
Yes.
people
Yes.
so they don't make the same mistakes, especially our young people, the mistakes we made.
Exactly.
We learn by trial
live
and
debt
error. They
free.
can
Yes,
learn
we need
Right.
financial
by
freedom.
being educated.
Debt
We
free,
Yes,
also sin free.
yes.
Exactly.
Because this system keeps us bound to
Yes.
debt. If
Mhm.
we
Mhm.
know how to manage our debt, if we know how to get ourselves,
Out of debt.
back on track with how to keep ourselves in a place where we can, go anywhere and access anything
Exactly.
without having to worry about what our interest rates are going to be because our credit is not where it should be.
Exactly.
So there you have it. Awesome conversation tonight. We learned a lot. If you're just tuning in, you're gonna have to rewatch this
Yes.
with a lot of information. When I mean a lot, I mean a lot. We learned about credit restoration. We learned about finances. Keeping a financial track after you, fix your credit. We also learned about citizenship. And don't forget this March 16 and 17 at the Lauderhill Mall on 441 and 12th Street. They'll be having a free citizenship thing there, where you could go there and they fill out the paperwork and everything for you how to get your citizenship. And once you get that citizenship, don't forget to vote because your vote counts. So, any final words from Lady Tibbet and Lady Barnes?
Well, my final word is it's actually Lady Tibby or Victory, Lady Victory. Some people know me as that, but my name is Lorraine Tibby, and we just want to get everyone who may be struggling right now to stay afloat, have a good credit, buy a home, buy a car, become a citizen. Just get your credit restored or get it built. That way you don't have to be denied when you go for that citizenship. Or if you go for a loan, you won't be denied because you would have had good credit already.
Yes. I just want to thank Pastor Bonnie
Yes, thank you
and
too, Pastor
And
Bonnie.
Minister Hayden.
Minister Hayden
Yes.
and the team here,
Yes.
because we have a panel
Excellent.
here.
Excellent.
And
Excellent, guys.
to say thank you for this opportunity to be able to share, because my passion is to educate, to get our people the knowledge that they need
Yes.
to walk in freedom, financial freedom, because this country requires that you have that three numbers that determine whether you
Go or come.
live in poverty or exactly terminology sink or swim. And it's liberating to know that three numbers, if you have the opportunity to repair and to get it to where you can decide, I don't want that card, or I'll take that card. Somebody's sending you a card instead of you looking desperate trying to get a credit card. That's the position I want to see, my people, our community in, you know, whether it be the church community, the African American community, the Caribbean community, it doesn't
Hispanic
matter.
community.
Hispanic community. This and I believe that they just need to see the value.
Yes.
That's just my passion, to see the value of having a good credit score. And so I'm just
I can feel your passion.
yes.
I can feel it.
To
I'm
get
telling
them to
you.
understand, because I am a customer.
Yes.
So I know the services work, and that's why I'm so eager to share. And I just
Wonderful.
want to let everybody know that I was a customer, and
It
now
worked. It worked.
it worked for me.
Siddiqui Davidson Wong Walker said it right. We all need financial peace.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
That's what we need, and that's what we're here to bring.
Absolutely.
And to educate the public at large. You know?
Yes.
That's where it starts with education.
All right, that was nice. Last word.
Well, this has been a great, informative, informative. It's like apostolic and apostolic. It's been a great show. You know, like I said, if you're just tuning in, you have to rewatch it to hear the information, you know, that you would miss. Also, don't forget to share it. Also, don't forget to reach out to them. You have LMT Financial, which the
Services.
phone number is,
954-226-4112.
and
Choice Financial, it's 954-446-4001.
all right, and this has been Just a Conversation. Don't forget to tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. where we do different stuff. I was reading something. Yeah, don't forget, this is Just a Conversation where we say hashtag Just Talk About It. And don't forget, if you don't have a church home, you can join us on Sundays at 10 a.m. for Sunday school, and also 11 a.m. for family worship at 6150 West Oakland Park Boulevard. Every Sunday night at 7:30, we have service also. And this Friday night at 11 p.m., it's going down. It's the all-night prayer. This Friday night at 11 p.m., it is going down. We ought to pray. The Bible says men ought to pray. So come join us Friday night, 6150 West Oakland Park, or Sunday morning at 10 a.m. for Sunday school, family worship at 11 a.m., or Sunday night service at 7:30 p.m.
And also coming up this month, March 23rd to the 24th, 22nd to the 24th, we'll be having 3 nights of revival services.
All right.
You need to come on out. We have 3 dynamic speakers. We're going to be here. You're going to love it.
And that great voice that you just heard is none other than Apostle Linville Nelson. So you heard it from the man himself. Come on out in March. And don't forget March 16th and March 17th at the Lauderhill Mall, you know, at
Citizenship
441 and
Drive.
12th Street. They have the Citizenship Drive with Commissioner Dale Holiness. So until next Tuesday, it's been great. It's been awesome. I want to say thank you for Minister McLaughlin and Evangelist Hayden for sitting in. Brother Matthew, God bless you. We'll see you next week. So until next Tuesday, God bless, stay blessed, and we say
To our
this is
production
just a
team.
conversation where we say hashtag talk about it.
Talk about
Till
it.
next week, be safe.
All right.
Yeah, talk about it.
Talk about it. Thank you, Pastor.
It was a pleasure.
It was good.
Thank you.
Nice to have you. It was so good. I'm telling you.
I think you guys need to come back.